Hey everybody, welcome to Texas News Studio. I'm your host, Mark Myers. Want to get you caught up on the LA fires, what's going on. I got a lot of different news sources to get you caught up with, plus some other news as well. So thanks for coming in and joining us here tonight. Before we get started, I want to give some shout outs to everybody tonight on all of our different platforms. Here's Hilly, good to see you. Thanks to our moderators for helping us out so much. I thank you so much, guys, in the blue over on YouTube. And Joseph is in here. I hadn't seen you in a long time. And also Jan's moderating tonight, guys. And then others, I want to give you a shout out to Lucid Farms. Good to see you. Thank you. Benzomatic on YouTube. Glad you're with us tonight. Everybody coming in tonight on YouTube. While we're at it, let's shout out to everybody up on Twitch. Rip it. I get to see you. Little win 883. I see you. And then everybody coming over deep south doing fine over on Rumble. We had a reset, guys, earlier tonight. We're doing a little bit different formats so I can change things up and pay the bills here. So bear with me as we make a few adjustments. Not a lot, but a couple things. But let me go ahead and get you caught up on the news, and which is quite a bit. So one of the things I want to get you caught up right now is, again, the Palisades fire burn. We got about 14% containment right now on the Palisades fire. And then in terms of the looking at the AP right now, authorities again are investigating they say the cause of the deadly wildfires. And again, more powerful winds were expected to trigger new wildfires that could set the recent progress made in containing the blazes that destroyed thousands of homes. The latest update we have now is 24 people have died. In terms of what we know, guys, right now, we have in all 4 fires in the area have consumed more than 62 square miles. That's 160 square kilometers. It's an area larger than San Francisco. As of Monday morning, this is this morning though, the Palisades fire was 11% contained. And containment on the Eaton fire was 27%. It looks like the Palisades fire, since that update, I'm looking at the AP, is 14% now, from 11 to 14%, going up a little bit. Death toll, again, 24 at least have died in the fires. More victims continue to be found. Again, the death toll is expected to rise as officials search through the rubble. And then again, in terms of the wind forecast, the National Weather Service has issued red flag warnings for severe conditions through Wednesday, with sustained winds of 50 miles per hour and gusts in the mountains reaching 70 miles per hour. And again, the most dangerous day looks to be on Tuesday, fire analysts say. Also, a lot of folks are living out of packed bags right now. Just really terrible situations going on. Let me look at some of the other reports that we got coming in tonight. I have I want to show you the, where is it right in here? The National Weather Service out of LA. As soon as we can pull it up here. Let me show you this to get you an idea. Here's the LA extreme fire danger. I'm going to pull this up so you all can see what we're dealing with right now. As soon as I can get this up, here we go. And thanks everybody for your support, which is really critical right now. Let me give some quick shout outs. I didn't see it up on the feed here. Let me give shout outs. Thank you so much, Don. Appreciate it, guy. Mr. Miller, appreciate it. Let me get you the extreme fire danger coming up from the National Weather Service here. As soon as I can pull it up. This is extreme fire danger. This is going to be really Monday through Wednesday of this week. But I have another graphic in here. Of course, the red flag warning shaded in red, but there's PDS in the purple. We should have another one. Here we go. This is the particularly dangerous situation with the fire situation with red flags. Again, there's 2 PDS areas that we want to make you aware of. And first off, the timing is Tuesday, tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. through 12 p.m. on Wednesday. Obviously, don't do anything that could spark a fire. Have multiple ways to receive evacuation information. Also, you can visit the fire.ca.gov prepare so you can develop a wildfire action plan. Now, the peak winds for this next event, they say, will be weaker than those of last week. Nevertheless, winds will be strong enough to potentially cause explosive fire growth. Look at this. Still weather 45 to 70 mile per hour gust, locally damaging, and only 8 to 15% relative humidity. So this is at the extreme end of what you would find in terms of fire weather. Back again starting tomorrow morning. Here we go. Evacuating from wildfires. Take action immediately. Again, leave as soon as possible. This evacuation is recommended by fire officials to avoid being caught in fire, smoke, or road congestion. Again, a delay could cost your life. And there's obviously just a whole lot of smoke going on. Obviously, we've been seeing folks that are in masks right now. Stay indoors, keep windows closed. Keep your pets indoors too. When using the air conditioner, keep the outdoor air intake closed and clean the filter to prevent outdoor smoke from getting inside. That's coming from the National Weather Service, LA. But I want to give you some of the other news of the day, guys. And got a lot to go through here right now. Hey, over on Rumble, good to see Coop in here as well. Jacob, guys, glad you're with us tonight. Let me show you this. This is coming from Mario up earlier today. We've had, believe it or not, 68 have been arrested in LA fire evacuation zones so far. Again, police have arrested at least 68 people in evacuations targeting looters and trespassers exploiting the wildfire chaos. Again, the law enforcement is working overtime to protect the evacuated neighborhoods of Los Angeles. That's one report, which will tie into our other reports here in just a second. The U.S. military has deployed troops in tech to LA wildfires. Let me show you this. 500 Marines from Camp Pendleton are on the ground clearing routes, delivering supplies, and leading rescues. FEMA's hub at March Air Reserve Base is buzzing, with the Navy deploying 10 choppers equipped with water buckets. Also had National Guard 800 strong, with 10 helicopters in action and 8 C-130s joining the fight. 2, at least earlier, were already airborne. And going over to the big report, which has just been so disturbing here. Let me pull this up real quick here. If I can find it. All right, well, this is coming here. Again, we've been talking about the looting situation going on, the fake firefighters, the arsonist. And again, grief-stricken streets of LA have been hit with disgusting looters and wannabe arsonists as cops crack down on shock wildfire crimes. Criminals have sought to exploit the most vulnerable areas during the city's horrifying blaze as cops' desperate attempt to arrest crooks. So far, several LA neighborhoods have been decimated, obviously, by the raging infernos, killed again 24 people, forced more than 100,000 to flee their homes. But get this, twisted criminals have unbelievably exploited the tragedy inflicted on California's biggest city by stealing from deserted homes. Again, over 24 people have been arrested, including one alleged looter who were reportedly dressed as a firefighter. Again, the criminal was caught wearing a yellow fire jacket with the city's fire department's old acronym CDF, fire boots, and jeans. And coming from the LA County here, Sheriff Robert Luna revealed a man was arrested for supposedly burglarizing mansions in the ultra-exclusive Malibu area. It was caught burnt along with the burnt-down beach house worth millions of dollars. Also, the alleged crook was arrested with another man as the pair were spotted on a scooter and moped, according to the Mail Online. Goes on to say, when I was out in the Malibu area, I saw a gentleman that looked like a firefighter and asked him if he was okay because he was sitting down, Luna said. Then he goes on to say, I didn't realize we had him in handcuffs. Says we were not turning him over to the LAPD. Caught burglarizing a home. Again, the fake firefighter reportedly attempted to claim he was one of the city's fire departments, but a quick check proved this to be false. Also, in terms of arsonist, again, despite the tragedy and loss inflicted by these terror blazes, several suspected arsonists have reportedly been caught. Police have detained Ruben Monchaz, 29, for actively lighting fires in Irwindale. That's just 16 miles from the horrifying Eaton fire. Firefighters reported to a small bush blaze reportedly caught attempting to start a fire in the area. Then there was another suspect reportedly wielding a blowtorch. Was tackled to the ground. I think we showed this the other day. Was bound with zip ties by horrified onlookers. And Juan Manuel Sierra Leva was allegedly seen blazing old Christmas trees and debris with what one local described as a flamethrower, according to the New York Post. Again, he committed the shocking act in the Woodland Hills area near the Kenneth Fire, but it's not been confirmed whether he started that wildfire. Again, it comes after the LA District Attorney warned the penalty for the suspected arsonist thought to be responsible for the murderous blaze could lead on actually life in prison. It says they're also revealing the maximum punishment will be sought and could include homicide, according to News Nation. So whether it's looting, these internet scams, robbery, or future arsons, the day and age of DA's office standing says on the sidelines is over. Hochman warned. Says we want to bring justice and we will. Also, we've had 10 attempted burglary suspects were arrested by the Santa Monica Police Department last week, according to Fox News. Cops revealed none of these people who were caught in the evacuation zones lived in town. 6 of these people were found with burglary tools, cops said. Police revealed the shocking items they confiscated from one of these suspects. Here, I'm looking at the feed right in here. Includes gloves, a dagger, a window breaking tool, and a mask. These suspects, one of them was 18 years of age, another one was 22, and they were, of course, caught in a van, driving without ID, and with the Watch Duty app, which tracks the fires and open on their phones. Now, I even have the Watch Duty app, well, just to get you an idea of what they were doing here. Let's pull it up. This should also give us a current idea of what where we are at as we continue on. The latest updates, we've got 2 active fires, the Palisade fires, 21 minutes ago, and the Eaton fire, last updated about an hour ago. So let's look at the Palisade fire right now. Again, the containment, which was reported 14%, still active, 23,713 acres so far. Okay, There's still an evacuation order in effect. That's a go level 3 for numerous communities in that area. And also an evacuation warning level 2 set to go. And all kinds of difference that you would, if you're in that area, you would know about that. The Eaton fire is 33% contained, still active, 14,117 acres. And they are also at level 3 go, evacuation order, and also a level 2 set, basically, to go as well. So that's what we got going on there. But let me continue on with the article here. Again, they were found, the suspects were found with dark clothing, ski mask, burglary tools, gloves, and a large bag. One of the suspects, his car showed up as a stolen vehicle. No surprise, of course. No looter signs have been placed on a road after residents fled in Altadena on Saturday. I think I can put this image up. Give me 1 second here for this one. There we go. Show you this real quick. So obviously, I'm not playing games. We'll look at the flight radar in a minute as well. Just going again through some of the news articles, let you know what's going on. And again, this comes a sign saying, just like we mentioned, saying no looters and looters will be shot, have popped up across the fire-ravaged and at-risk parts of LA. Again, residents have been forced to take what measures they can to protect their abandoned homes as more people have been forced to evacuate due to the terror blaze. Also, there's been scammers as well. Disgusting criminals during the horrifying blaze have even attempted to use celebrity names as an act to steal money. Again, Kim Kardashian warned her followers to stay vigilant against people pretending to be her and asking for donations. Says the reality TV icon shared images of supposed emails from fraudsters on her Instagram. Also, and we've seen it even some of our streams to our moderators as well. Guys, be very careful when we start seeing that on our streams. Please, if you're a moderator, immediately delete that and ban that person forever, because we've had authorities have warned against scammers posing as fake charities in an attempt to steal donations. Again, sick fraudsters have reportedly targeted vulnerable people like the elderly and non-English speakers. Again, the tragic flame started on Tuesday morning. Hard to believe, it's almost been a week now. Morning in the coveted Pacific Palisades region, that's north of downtown LA. Desperate questions have arisen about how and why the city's worst ever fire started. It says the deadly fire could have reignited from scorch marks left by an earlier blaze believed to have been caused by fireworks set off on a New Year's Eve, it's claimed at least. It says the remaining flames could have been restarted by strong winds that have been responsible for the deadly blaze's speed and power. The tragic Pacific Palisades fire started in the same area where firefighters put out the previous blaze, analysts, satellite images, radio communications, and videos revealed. All right, let's go on to the next report in here, guys. There's been even the Emmy Awards stolen during Los Angeles fires. I want to show. Let me just show it to you, though. Okay. Los Angeles County District Attorney revealed that looters just didn't go for cash or valuables. They swiped an Emmy Award during the chaos of the recent fires. Again, apparently even natural disasters can't stop someone from trying to win best looting performance. ABC News reports law enforcement is ramping up patrols in fire zones, enforcing zero-tolerance policies against looters and arsonists. The next report that I've got, guys, is about the Firenados. You've been hearing about that. Let me show you this one here. Should pull this up in a second here. There have been Firenados out there as well. Had a lot of footage. It's been making the rounds again, but several regions of California have been obviously decimated. But the thing about it is, this terrifying phenomenon is caused by extreme temperatures, high winds, and air pressure changes. And some of the news choppers above the San Fernando Valley shows raging fires being whipped up by winds in tornado-like funnels. While the fires on the ground continue to burn, the flames picked up by the wind elongate high into the sky and whip around, threatening to set off anything that was previously out of reach. So again, the phenomenon is also known as fire devils. It's caused when fires are raging so intensely they can create their own weather system thanks to extreme heat and changing air pressure. Okay. KCLA news meteorologist Danny Roberti explained, the heat is so incredibly intense that the air starts to rise and it starts to pull in the surrounding air, kind of creating that spinning vortex. It says the particles in there, they're moving faster than they are on the outside, and that's what causes the air to spin faster and give that look of a tornado. Again, also it says these firenados can go hundreds of feet into the air, but that it only lasts for a few minutes at a time. But said more fires could continue to take off as the region reaches the fork in the road. Again, there's still potential for explosive fire growth if these winds pack up. They're saying these firenados could reach heights of 400 feet or 122 meters, can be up to 50 feet or 15 meters wide. So I want to make you aware of that. Let's go on to another story in here. Okay, the next report, guys, which is really sad. I don't have a lot of good news, but I need to make you aware of what's going on again. I want to go over to flight radar actually real quick. Let's pull this up real quick, guys. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more detailed reporting, at least as long as you like that, and on a nightly basis. But and not just breaking news, but news in general. So we're going to be going a little bit deeper dive. I'm looking in general for what's going on with some of the aircraft, and it's not nearly, it's not as exciting as it was a few days ago. We've had, I'm not sure which aircraft this is. Is that a helicopter there? I can't tell. But I don't know that we have any tankers that we had just a few days ago. These are all not available, so I don't really see anything. And these are like the top reported on flight radar right now, so I just don't see anything of interest at the moment. But that gives you an idea of, and again, things could really ramp up again by tomorrow. So where we are right now versus tomorrow at this time could be a completely different, but that's kind of where we're at the moment. So far, again, 9 charged with looting in LA. I'm looking at the Fox feeds coming up right now as well. to let you know what's going on. Give me 1 second in here. All right. The next report, guys, this is coming from the Daily Mail in here, but this has been going on. This report, search for bodies as LA firefighters brace for more wind. Search teams have been looking for people. This is just terrible. For people killed in devastating Los Angeles blazes, moved from house to house on Monday. Let me see if we can pull it up an image link in here real quick. Let me show you this. Okay, here's one here. Terrible. As firefighters girded for hurricane-force winds, 90,000 people still displaced in swaths of America's second biggest city in ruins. The first glimmer of normal life began to emerge. Some schools have been reopened. LA Lakers basketball team is set to play again. But again, we're looking at tomorrow. Hurricane force winds may be coming up again. Extreme fire behavior, life-threatening conditions in the coming days. We could be looking at winds up to 70 miles per hour. Again, PDS situation from early Tuesday. It says roadblocks were in place around evacuation zones as police backed up California's National Guard, stopped anyone from entering in an effort to prevent looting. Dozens of people have been arrested in the no-go zones where an overnight curfew is in place. And of course, on Monday, the LA District Attorney announced he would be announcing the first charges against those arrested for the looting. It says, I'm working with over 750 deputy district attorneys in the entire law enforcement community to bring these people who are despicable and disgraceful to justice. LA County Sheriff says the teams are using cadaver dogs, are going plot to plot in ruined areas. They're not even saying house to house, but literally plot to plot, okay? So it's a very grim task, and we unfortunately every day we're doing this, we're running across the remains of individual community members. Not easy work. It says the work is not only going to continue, but I believe we'll continue to find remains. Again, the Palisade fires consumed almost 24,000 acres. That's 9,700 hectares, and was 14% contained with limited fire activity at its boundaries. Again, the Eaton fire stood at 14,000 acres, and a third of its perimeter was checked. Get this, guys, again, more than 12,000 structures have been destroyed, a figure that includes homes, outbuildings, and some vehicles. Also, a huge firefighting effort was concentrating Monday on mopping up hotspots. Also, we've had Mexican firefighters been coming in, but apparently California turned down New York from helping. I think we did get reports that Texas was sending somebody, but I got some other reports. Anyway, I got some reports that Mexico was bringing in firefighters. Firefighters and investigators were climbing the wreckage looking for clues to what could have caused the blaze, with residents desperate for answers. The next report, guys, that I've got here. Look at this. I can't, guys. I can't. When we're doing our YouTube videos, I can't share these websites or hardly anything. I have to be very, very careful for me to be monetized. So I could maybe do it with Rumble or Twitch, but we can't do it on YouTube. So a lot of this is just a static image or me reading the reports. If you want to know, that's why I got to do what I got to do. But I can tell you that the California National Guard is protecting designer boutiques from looters after LA fires. Get this, members of the California National Guard were seen standing outside the luxury shops at Palisades Village as officials warned about looting amid the LA fires. So that's one report right there. Here, that was just regarding the LA boutiques here. Let me see if I got. No, that's not updating, so I don't have that. Got plenty of other reports though. The next one out here. Look at this. Yeah, I'll tell you. The outrage as GoFundMe is caught skimming LA wildfire donations. Families are suffering. GoFundMe and the millionaire boss Tim Cadigan are under pressure to cut back on the shocking fees and extras the fundraising platform skims from those donating to victims of the LA wildfires. Catherine Barger, a member of the LA County Board of Supervisors, this weekend slammed the site for charging her $95 as she tried to give $500 to a family left homeless and destitute by the blazes ravaging the city. Critics on social media rounded on GoFundMe for excessive charges, saying the platform should waive the fees and add-ons in the face of one of the most devastating natural disasters in U.S. history. Says GoFundMe, on the other hand, defended itself, claiming that charges users that the bare minimum to cover transaction costs and that Barger and others can opt to not pay the hefty tip that's added to the transaction. Let me see if I can get this one up. Let's pull this up as a quick image link here, just to let you know what they're talking about. Hang on one second. Let's pull this up. And then there, probably a little hard to tell, but in the bottom part, there's a $140 charge on top of that donation. Says GoFundMe's automated system prompts users to add a 14% tip on top of the 2.9% service fees they already pay, which covers a third-party transfer cost. Drawing from her own experience with the GoFundMe platform, Barger said she intended to donate $500 to a friend who has lost everything in the fires. Says, I was shocked to find out that to give $500, they were going to charge me $95, she said. Okay. It's understood that GoFundMe was a company and they deserve to be able to pay for their overhead, but at the same time, we're in a crisis. She called out Cardigan and urged him to cut the cost in order to ensure that money goes directly to the families. The owner of this, the guy, Cadigan, called him Cardigan, Cadigan, is a British-born, California-based technology entrepreneur. He studied at Stanford University. He's reportedly amassed a multi-million-dollar fortune. He's been the CEO since 2020, after leading OpenX Technologies. Some social media users expressed frustration with him and the fees, calling them outrageous, disgusting, and a scam. Others suggested using GiveSendGo.com or other alternative crowdfunding platforms. which, by the way, is a nice little plug for our platform here. Over on all of our platforms, we have links down so you can help us out on Give, Send, Go if you ever want to. Help us continue to provide the news for you. Also, GoFundMe is currently processing more than 500 fundraisers for the LA wildfires, which add up to tens of millions of dollars in donations. Its largest, the company-owned Wildfire Relief Fund 2025, is currently netted some $2.5 million, but it's also more than $72,500 being skimmed on GoFundMe's regular transaction fee. Hey, Dolphins in Heaven on YouTube, good to see you. Stephen Barker, good to see you as well. Jerry's in here over on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much. I'm glad you're with us tonight. Thank you all over on YouTube. I'm glad to see you. I see Pete's in here. Rippett's moderating tonight. Guys, I'm glad you're with us. Deep South is working the moderation on Rumble tonight, guys. Thank you so much. The next report here that I've got is Gavin Newsom goes after Elon Musk in a petty latest attempt to shift wildfire blames. Again, spook Gavin Newsom has lashed out at incoming White House official Elon Musk on X, accusing him of spreading, quote, lies about the Los Angeles fires. California governor shared a video of Musk speaking with a command team about water availability to tackle the historic ongoing blazes, claiming it showed him being exposed by firefighters for his own lies. But it's unclear what lies Newsom was referring to in the clip, which must discuss the supply of water available to firefighters during the Inferno. It says Musk has made multiple politically charged comments about the wildfires via his social media platform X, including bad governance at the state and local level for a shortage of water to tackle the infernos on Thursday. Again, as we've been reporting and been widely reported, loss of water pressure to fire hydrants has hampered firefighters' efforts across the city, and Newsom himself has ordered an investigation into what caused this. In the video of the SpaceX founder shared by Newsom, Musk can be heard asking whether water availability was an issue in Malibu. And again, LA Mayor Karen Bass was also heavily criticized for being away in Ghana when fires broke out in the city, despite receiving ample warning from meteorologists that a perfect storm was on the way due to high winds and dry weather. Again, a petition demanding the Democrats' resignation has already accumulated more than 100,000 signatures. The next report, guys, is actually about Southern California Edison faces lawsuits over Los Angeles wildfires. Lawsuits claim the SCE equipment started the Eaton fire. Again, the Eaton fire scorched 14,117 acres, nearly the size of Manhattan. And by the way, probably not wanting to invest right now because shares of the parent company are down 12% amid fire-related lawsuits. Southern California Edison, a unit of Utility Edison International, again was hit by multiple lawsuits on Monday, claiming its electrical equipment starting one of the major wildfires currently raging in the Los Angeles area, according to court filings. It says the legal actions appear to be the first of hundreds or even thousands of claims that may arise from the wildfires that have engulfed parts of Southern California in the past week. Lawsuits were filed in Los Angeles Superior Court on behalf of homeowners renters, business owners, and others with properties destroyed by the Eaton fire in the Pasadena area. Says the suit cited multiple eyewitness accounts and images that appeared to show a fire at the base of a transmission tower owned by Southern California's Edison, that's SCE, before powerful Santa Ana wind gusts quickly spread the flames. Says some of those witnesses shared videos of the incident on their social media accounts, including a post by an Instagram user of a video of a fire that began at the base of a transmission tower that he said was taken shortly after the start of the Eaton fire. One lawsuit also referred to Brendan Thorne, who was interviewed by a local ABC News. Thorne said in an interview that he lives near Eaton Canyon and saw knee-high fires around the transmission towers shortly after the fire began. Also, some of the lawsuits cite data from electrical monitoring company Whisker Lab indicating the power grid in the area experienced multiple potentially spark causing grid disruptions leading up to the blaze. Says also, lawsuits say Edison infrastructure in the area was still energized at the time of the fire last Wednesday. Southern California Edison said its distribution lines immediately to the west of the Eaton Canyon, they say, were de-energized well before the reported start time of the fire. But again, Southern California Edison did not immediately respond, again, to a Reuters request for comments on the lawsuits. Monday, the CEO said they were continuing to investigate the fires. They didn't identify any electrical anomalies. Says it's pretty typical that you see these when you have a spark coming from equipment. Says there could have been some other mechanism here. Unfortunately, we have not been able to get close to those lines yet. Again, Edison's international shares were down 12% on Monday. They've declined 27% since the fires broke out last week. All right, the next reports that I got here. I'm looking at the LA Times right now. Again, containment continues to improve for fires. But again, the Palisades and Eaton fires among the worst ever. Another one here, this was reported actually yesterday, but before taking office, if you didn't know, LA's mayor said she would not go abroad. So before she even took office, after the first rally in her campaign for mayor of Los Angeles in 2021, Karen Bass spoke candidly about what she saw as a potential drawback to the job, a lack of world travel and involvement in global affairs. Says she was accustomed to circling the globe as a Democratic member of Congress in the House Foreign Affairs Committee and spent decades working in U.S.-Africa relations. So it was one of the most absorbing parts of her political career, told the New York Times in an interview on October the 17th, 2021 at her home in Baldwin Vista neighborhood of Los Angeles. This is coming from DNYUZ.com news. Says, I went to Africa every couple of months, all the time, she said, adding the idea of leaving that, especially the international work and the Africa work. I was like, Mom, I don't think I can do that. She ultimately decided that she did, telling the Times that if she was ever elected mayor, not only would I, of course, live here, but I would not travel internationally. The only places I would go would be D.C., Sacramento, San Francisco, New York, in relation to L.A. Of course, we know better. And I got to sneeze. Sorry about that, guys. I couldn't turn that off quick enough. Again, it's been spectacularly broken. Even the rivals have lashed out. Liberal supporters whose homes burned down have become outraged critics. Again, we're looking at over 100,000 signatures as an online petition demanding her immediate resignation. In terms of some of the people that have been affected among some of the non-celebrities in the Pacific Palisades, now, of course, it's been long known to an eclectic crowd that includes not only A-list stars, but tech tycoons, hotshot lawyers, and finance heavy hitters. But, and if you didn't know, there's 80,000 residents of Pacific Palisades now have the prospect of having no home to return to. But there's others that are not as well known. There's a 29-year-old tech tyro, Austin Russell's $125 million mansion has starring role in TV mega hit Succession is gone, along with more modest multi-million-dollar homes. Hedge fund boss Jerry Cudzel, 49, five bedroom house, 10.3 million is now a tangled mess. One of the most famous homes in Pacific Palisades, 820 Boulevard, was better known as the Bridges House in honor of the architect who designed it. Also, the Lyft's boss lair, the home to Lyft's chief financial officer, Elaine Paul. That devastated house was once a picture-perfect California home. I'm only reading this just to let you know that besides the celebrities, there's other, just people that have a business or whatever, tech tycoons. You get the idea of that won't be having a home anymore. Let's continue on. Because I got some other news that I want to make you as well. But before we get into some of the other news, Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers reportedly to spend millions battling Trump administration as fire devastates California. California Governor Gavin Newsom and Democratic lawmakers have reportedly reached an agreement to utilize $50 million to battle the incoming Trump administration. This is coming from 100%fedup.com. Says half the money would go to fending off any mass deportation plan the new president might enact early in his administration, Politico reports. The other half is to go towards shoring up local legal defenses. Again, California legislative leaders and Governor Newsom have struck a $50 million deal to Trump-proof California. Says Republican state lawmakers criticize Democrats for their backward priorities and being disconnected from the needs of constituents. And of course, on the other hand, multiple sources tell KCRA3 that the hearing originally scheduled for Tuesday morning would be postponed until further notice. Keep you updated on that. Another report that I've got here, guys, nearly 1,000 incarcerated inmates are helping fight the California wildfires. That's coming from Breaking 911. Let's look at the next one here. Well, that's pretty much the same. This is coming from Mario Knopfel about the California lawsuits. Southern California Edison facing 4 lawsuits. Let me pull this flight radar back up while we're at it real quick. See if we got anything else going on. And actually, let me pull up Broadcastify real quick, guys, so I can make sure that we're not missing anything on that. So give me 1 second. Here a little bit in the background. I haven't put that up, so give me a second. LA County Fire V1 is still up. Looks like that still has about 1,400 people listening to it. Don't know though that'd be that much activity right now, but let's see. So it's up and running. Also, Trump has been spotted packing to move to the White House. The JK Moving Trucks, the same company that moved Trump from the White House to Florida in 2021, arrived at Mar-a-Lago today. Looks like Trump is packing for his return to 1600 Pennsylvania. Also, some of the news that we've had today, FBI declares that no known threats for Trump's inauguration, 25,000 law enforcement and military deployed in Washington. It says the Washington, D.C. gears up for the inauguration of President Donald Trump next Monday. Federal and local authorities are making bold claims of readiness, with the FBI asserting they are not tracking any specific or credible threats to the event. Hang on 1 second here. Let's put this up. A little hard to see. Again, federal and local authorities are making bold claims of readiness, with the FBI asserting they are not tracking any specific or credible threats to the event. Says, however, given the politically charged climate and past security lapses, many are questioning whether the nation's capital is truly prepared for potential unrest. Mayor Muriel Bowser, alongside district and federal authorities, have assured the public during a Monday press conference that every precaution is being taken place. J. Thomas Manger, chief of the U.S. Capitol Police, said that the primary concern is the lone actor threat. All right, looks like we got a little bit of activity on the Broadcastify. We'll check that out in just a moment. Get this, guys. Zelensky offers to send 150 Ukrainian firefighters to California after stinging rebuke from Trump Jr. This is coming from Zero Hedge. Hang on one second, guys, too. Again, Zelensky offers to send 150 Ukrainian firefighters to California after stinging rebuke from Trump Jr. Says he's declared his country is ready to assist those affected by the devastating wildfires in the Los Angeles area with 150 Ukrainian firefighters ready to go.
Palisades Fire radio service test on command 1.
Hang on one second. Let's look at the flight radar again real quick. Here's a helicopter.
Palisades Communications radio service test.
Here's an air medical helicopter over here. That's being tracked right now over by Westwood Village.
Last unit, can you repeat your identifier and go ahead?
And he came all the way up from what was that? The Burbank, Hollywood. At least that's where it's showing up right there. That's like the number 3 tracked aircraft at the moment. Just to the east of Brentwood, right over by the Ronald Reagan UCLA. Oh, it looks like he just disappeared. Okay, so that's off the radar now. I don't see him anymore. So it's definitely a lot quieter than it has been the last several days. So that's kind of where we're looking. I'm looking at the different feeds right now coming in tonight. I'm looking at the Fox Live feed right now. Biden's been briefed on the response to the wildfires. I'm seeing Mayorkas and everybody else.
Palisades Communications, Comtech Jones, radio test. How do you copy?
Comtech Communications, you copy loud and clear.
Over that, thank you.
A couple other things, guys, that we'll be talking about over the coming days ahead, weeks ahead, has been the prophet or supposed prophet that predicted Trump's potential assassination back in Pennsylvania. He's predicted the New Madrid 10.0 earthquake coming up if Israel and there's a 2-state solution ever proposed again. I've been hearing about that over the last few weeks. It's actually from a prophecy about a year ago. We'll dive into some of the New Madrid history and see where we stand on that. We'll cover that eventually over the next weeks ahead, okay? So anyway, I want to give you kind of an update of what's going on with the news of today with obviously the situation with the fires. Not nearly as active as it was previously. Also, I'm looking at the Earthquake Prediction Center. They're saying earthquake prediction over on Twitter right now, saying major earthquake likely in Southern California in the next 10 hours. We'll keep an eye on that. Who knows? It's just one of those things. Also, there has been breaking 911 earlier says fire breaks out at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego. California wildfire tracking is saying, per radio request, air attack has requested 2 additional very large air tankers and 6 additional large tankers. Oh, that's the Eaton fire. Hang on one second. Let me pull this up. So let's go back over to the Eaton fire. And then let's pull it up on
Division Alpha, Palisades Communications.
Palisades Communications, Division Alpha.
Division Alpha, Communications. Check for hazard, possible gas leak. I have 2 addresses when you're ready to copy.
Division Alpha training, go ahead.
Mandeville Canyon Road and 1880 Kimberly Road.
Mandeville Canyon Road, 1880 Kimberly Road.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up on YouTube tonight, guys. I want to give you a quick update. I will be back with you tomorrow with another update. Thanks for watching TNS. Stay with us on the other platforms, and we'll be back with you in just a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.